the black community, we get depressed. We have mental health issues, and they need to be faced.
These brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. Why they wanna move like that? Where you want go? Why you want act like that? Where you
Bussin', guys. Listen, we need to have a conversation, and it's a serious one. Okay? Let's talk about mental health awareness in the black community. You know, I don't think that it's talked about enough. I feel like people just brush it under the rug. People just ignore it. They don't take it seriously. And I want to tell you about my own personal experience, what I've dealt with, what I've went through, and how I faced it and overcame these things. So basically, when I was younger, and I also want to talk about the statement that mothers will say, that most black mothers will say, and most black people say. If you doing some psychotic, crazy shit, such as cutting yourself or just suicidal attempts in general, including stuff like harming yourself, like putting a rubber band around your wrist and flicking it. Growing up, my mother would say, that's some white people. Flat out like that. And I know that a lot of y'all can relate. I know a lot of y'all hear that too. Like, being a part of the black community, they think that if we do these things, we acting like white people. But let's really tell the truth. There's a lot of trauma growing up being black. That's just the reality of it. Having melanin and being the skin tone that I am, we face a lot of adversity. Not only do we deal with what's going on in the day-to-day life, but we deal with other things inside, you feel me, like mental health. And that is what I want to talk about because it's that freaking serious to me. So let's rewind and talk about my childhood. Growing up, I had an okay life. I wouldn't say it was the best life, but I wasn't living in a shelter, so I can say that I had a good life. And this is me being completely vulnerable with y'all, telling y'all like some real stuff because I'm passionate about this, and I feel like you need to hear my story in order for you to really understand if you never actually dealt with this, or if you know somebody that's dealing with this type of stuff, and what signs you need to be looking for. And all the signs are different. They're never the same. And growing up, I was bullied as a child when I was in school. My mom, we used to live in Wisconsin, and we lived in what we called the whitest part of Wisconsin. And I personally do not remember what part of Wisconsin it was. When it comes to my memory, I will tell you. But we grew up there. I went to let's just say it like it is, I went to an all-white school. Like, it was probably only a handful of black people there, okay? Like, this was back in 02, okay? And I went to that school until like 06, to like the sixth grade or something like that. Literally, it was a handful of black people there. And as the years went on, they started to add more of us there, but it really was only 5. Literally only 5, including me, was only 5 freaking black people at this school. These little white girls used to tease me, and they used to make fun of me. Back then, I used to be so insecure about my weight. I thought I was fat, but I wasn't even fat. I'm actually chubby now, and I have more confidence now than I did back then. I was little. I weighed under 90 pounds, so I was not, heavy at all. But they would bully me, and one thing that they would call me is, they would call me a fat black girl. They would call me all kind of stuff. Like, I remember these things they would say to me, and I would try not to let it affect me, but we never had that conversation at home about bullying. Because again, like black people say, that is for white people. Black girls don't get bullied. Like, that's what people think. Like, they think that They think we don't get bullied because we're black and we're aggressive and we're the ones that stand up for ourselves. But that wasn't the case. I literally was being bullied by these girls, and they would push me into my lockers. They would call me other words that I'm not going to say on here, and it would break me down. I would go home, I would tell my mom, and she would ignore it. She would say, girl, how you gonna let them little white girls bully you at school? Ain't nobody bullying you. Come on. You bigger than that. You bolder than that. Like, stop playing. But that's still a way, in a way, she was ignoring what I was telling her. So let's fast forward. As the years went on, I started to feel more insecure. I started to feel down. Now, nobody knows the signs. I didn't even know that I was becoming depressed. I didn't know what depression was. I didn't know what I was experiencing. I just knew that I was sad every freaking day. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to be bothered with people. People would say, let's go do this, let's go do that. I didn't want to. And then if I did, it would be on my own time, just because I was tired of hearing people beg for me to go somewhere or to do something, just to make them happy, just to make it seem like I'm in a good place when I wasn't. Eventually, I got fed up with it, and I became the aggressor. I was so tired of these girls picking on me and bullying me. They bullied me for about 2 years, and nobody would listen to me. I did everything the right way. I went up the ladder, you know. I went to the office. I told them, oh, I'm being bullied. The white lady, that's what I'm going to call her because that's what she was. She sat there like this and she said, oh, whatever is wrong. And I said, these girls have been bullying me. And she said, what girls? And I said, and these aren't their names. I don't remember their names. I'm just making up names right now. I said, Ashley and Samantha, they've been pushing me up against the lockers. And she just looked at me like I was lying, and she was just like, are you sure? You know, I've never seen that type of behavior from them. You know, I've never experienced that with those girls. I don't give a what you've experienced with these girls. Are you not listening to me, lady, when I'm telling you that these girls are bullying me? You think I'm lying because I'm black? You think I'm lying because they have a record of being good and nobody recognized that they're doing this? Or is it because I'm black and they're white and you know their parents? Y'all go and y'all sip tea together and y'all talk and chat after. Y'all go to the Boys and Girls Club and y'all just chat it up and be friends. Like, what is it? And it got to the point where, again, I became the aggressor because nobody was listening to me. I went to the counselor. I went to my teacher. And it wasn't until I went to my black teacher, the only black teacher that worked there, so you know it was a lot of pressure on her. For the sake of this, we're going to call her Miss Jones, okay? So, Miss Jones was my favorite teacher. And I could talk to her about anything. I would stay after school and stay in her class. She always had after school projects for us to do, you know, like knitting and stuff of that nature. And I would do that. I enjoyed that. One day, I just broke down to her and I started crying. And I told her, I said, Miss Jones, I can't take it anymore. And she said, what's going on? And I said, these girls have been bullying me. And she said, who? And I said, Samantha and Ashley. I don't know if that's the names that I gave y'all, but whatever. I said Samantha and Ashley. They've been bullying me. They've been picking on me. They've been, you know, pushing me up against the lockers. She said, have you told anyone else? I said, yes. I went and I told this white lady in the office, the counselor, and she didn't do anything about it. She told me she never seen signs of that from them. So it was no proof. And she was like, well, the proof is you actually telling us, because I know it's a hard thing saying that, like actually opening up and expressing that you're experiencing something like that. And I appreciated her for that. So she said, okay, so what we're going to do is, you know, she said, when does it normally happen? And I gave her the times. I'm like, normally, you know, but like between our study hour. So when we have study hour, you know, when everybody just go to the gym and we're all sitting in that area and we're just all studying, that's when it normally happens. I will go to the bathroom, they will follow me. And she said, okay, well, during study period, I'm going to keep a close watch on you. And when you go to the bathroom, she said, I will be looking out and seeing what's going on. So I said, okay. She said, meanwhile, you know, try to tell someone else and see what other people can do. When study period comes, it's time for me to go to the bathroom. So I'm ready to use the bathroom. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm looking around, making sure that Samantha and Ashley are not following me or messing with me. And then I walk out to go to the bathroom. They're already in the bathroom, okay? So in the bathroom, they push me up against the stall. They're both taunting me, talking about me, calling me a fat black girl, and saying all these rude things, talking about how I'm probably poor, look at my shoes, and, you know, whatever. I cry, okay? I come out the bathroom crying, and literally, Miss Jones is right there. And they coming out the bathroom, like cackling, laughing at me. And Miss Jones said, what were you girls doing? And they said, oh, nothing, Miss Jones. We're just laughing because Imani told us a funny joke. And I said, no, I didn't. You guys just were bullying me in the bathroom. You pushed me up against the stall. And Miss Jones said, that's it. I'm calling y'all parents. No, don't call my mom and dad. Whatever. All of that. So anyway, Miss Jones went to the white lady, the counselor, and told her what was going on, what she witnessed, what she seen, and what she heard. And that white lady had the audacity to be like, are you sure? Did you see that with your own two eyes? Because Ashley and Samantha, I've never experienced that with them. Are you listening, lady? Are you listening to what the teacher? I came to you and told you. The teacher came to you and told you. What more do you need? You need to see it with your own two eyes. Like, that's the problem. We feel so ignored in the black community, and we're tired of being silent. We're tired of being quiet. Like, it's all of this every single time we have something to say, nobody wants to listen. Then once we blow up, that's when it's a whole catastrophe. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, we're going to jail, we getting hosed down, we getting knees in our necks, even when we ain't doing nothing. We have, it's just, I'm like, you know what? I can't believe that, because that's what she told her. And why I know she told her that? Because Miss Jones told me. She told me this. They didn't do nothing about it. Long story short, they didn't do nothing about it. They had detention, and I was happy about that. They had in-school detention, which was even better for me. And even though she gave them detention, I took it upon myself to feel like that wasn't enough, because y'all were making me feel less than. Y'all were making me feel like shit. And I was never doing anything about it. I was always letting you say what you want to say, pick on me, bully me. I went home, told my mama. My mama didn't do nothing about it. My mama didn't think it was serious. She didn't take me to be serious. All right, so I started to blow up. This one fateful day, these girls decided that they were going to pick on me. That was the last day. I've had enough. I'm not having it. You're not picking on me today. We're in the hallway. And this was the first time I realized my power. I didn't know that I was as strong as I was until I knocked Samantha out. Like, Samantha, this is it. You're not about to continue to bully me. You're not about to continue to talk to me like that. I'm beating up you and Ashley. I'm sick of it. And they looked at me like I was crazy. They were like, you're not going to do nothing. You're not going to do nothing. Oh, yeah? I grabbed the girl. I threw her head up against the locker. I didn't care at this point. I just started beating her head into the locker, beating her head into the locker, beating her head into the locker. Then I grabbed Ashley and I threw her across, and I had not really, like, she didn't go that far, but the rage and the anger in me, I didn't know how strong I was until I realized how strong I was. But you know, rage and anger can make you stronger than what you ever knew that you were capable of. But I grabbed Ashley, I threw her up against the locker too. And of course they believed them, right? But it actually happened, okay? Just like them bullying me actually happened. Now this whole time I've been a great student. I was never into no crossfires. Like I never started any drama. I never fought anyone. I never did nothing. Again, you have so much pressure when you go into all-white school. You're afraid that one little slip up for you being the black girl, they're going to definitely suspend you. I got called into the office. They sat us down, asked us what happened. I told the truth. I said I pushed them into the locker. Now, I didn't tell the full truth. I didn't say I banged their head into the locker, banged their head into the locker. Like, no. I said I pushed them into the locker. Because for 2 years straight, they've been bullying me. I've been coming to you guys, telling you guys. I told the counselor, she did nothing about it. I told Ms. Jones, she gave them detention, but it didn't stop. Nobody called their parents, so it's not like their parents know. And it's been ongoing. So they said, so out of everything that I said, Imani, we do not tolerate violence at this school. We do not tolerate bullying at this school. You will be suspended. You will be suspended for 3 days. Imani, suspended for 3 days. These girls been bullying me for 2 years. And you're telling me you're going to suspend me for 3 days? Out of all these years that I've been getting bullied, coming to y'all, telling y'all that these girls been bullying me and y'all ain't do nothing about it. Those 3 days, I went home. I enjoyed my time. Of course, nothing happened to them girls. Nothing. They never have to face the consequences. And that just ate away at me. And as I grew up, eventually I gained my confidence. But as I grew up, I was more stressed out. There was more pressure starting to become a teen, being in middle school and then going into high school. Now, middle school to high school, like right in the middle. In 8th grade, I started cutting myself. I told my mom, I said, I feel depressed. And she said, depressed? White people get depressed. No, every race gets depressed. White, Asian, Puerto Rican, Caribbean, doesn't matter. We all get depressed. It doesn't matter what race you are. You think that depression is linked to a specific race? No, it's not. And that's the problem. Again, y'all don't take this stuff seriously. The black community, we get depressed. We have mental health issues, and they need to be faced.